We're gonna paint the Venetian gondolas in the sunrise. Before we continue, please subscribe and turn on notification so you won't miss any future watercolor lessons. I only use these two enjoyingart brushes. To have the same learning experience, purchase yours today at enjoyingart.com brushes. The first step is to recognize their space and the compositions. And why don't I just put that the shape of the boat first? Okay, I'm gonna take it half of the space. So I'm gonna paint this boat like that over here, like that. So, and this would be all the way there, like that, right? So this is the first, right? So now, and next, we're going to see all other shapes. So you can use a pencil if you want to, right? Over here, down over here. Now take a look at the tip over here. Here you go, like that. The red, the one has red over here. Can you see it? And this one is a little bit purple. Yeah, like that. You don't have to do it complete. So this one would be here and coming out on this side. Okay. You don't make it very detailed. Just get the sense. Start from the feeling. Okay. So I'm going to continue and take a look on this side. And so also over here, and the reflection over here. So I'm not going to paint much reflection because it's a little bit green color. So over here, and I'm going to test it to see how many bows I'm going to keep. Okay, I'm going to have this one all the way to here. Can you see it? So this is one a little bit more longer because see it more on this side, right? Like that. And then we're going to look at this one and this one. Can all the way here. Look at that. Oh, even longer because we see that more on the side view. Okay, like that. And then I'm going to put one over here. That's okay. And I may not keep the stairs. Okay, maybe let go the stair like that. That's just good. And then I'm going to keep the little bit green gray color. So I'm going to have a little color over here. So that would be from here going up like that. That's okay. We don't have to make it very complete. So like that over there. And some vertical line, I'll do that a little bit later. So I'm also going to have suggest the green gray color. And I'm going to have a little bit red and a little bit blue. Okay, here we go. Now you see this like that. So we're going to do this after the boat, right? So you see that, just get the feel of how those shape is going to divide the whole paper. Okay, like that. Over here and coming onto this side. Like that. So the image is very much connected together. Now I'm going to take a look at what's the horizon line. So I'm going to have maybe the horizon line over here. Like that. Think about that. I don't want it to be too close to the tip of the head of the boats. So I'm going to have this. Okay, that's good. Like that, right? And all the way into this side. Like that. And then the shape of the building, it would be here. So I'm going to mark it. That would be the shape. And that's the tower. It will be about like a little bit more than 1/3 from this to here, right? A little bit more than 1/3, like that. So here we go. That's fine. I'm going to have the little building on this side. So right now it's still very light because what we are drawing is against to the white paper. After you have the color of the sky and the water, this color appear to be very, very light. Okay, so no worry too much about. So we talked about earlier and how much of those shape we're gonna keep. We may not want to have that much. If too many, it may be distracting the boat, right? Keep a little bit, maybe a little bit less, or maybe lighter. So this boat maybe over here, keep it over there, the vertical line, and all the painting will come together very nicely. So trust yourself. You can do whatever you like to do, and your imaginations, it will be part of their artwork. Okay, now the first step what we talk about is to just paint the sky. And you can see that every color on the boat, okay, all the color in the boat can be having some of the color of the sky. It can be, say, some of the sky color and the water color is actually part of the boat, everything over here, except the light shade. So the first thing, very important, only going to leave the light shape alone. Everything else covered by the same color. So now let's mix that color. Can you tell me that what is this color? And in these three primary colors, yellow, red, and blue, which color is closer to? I think it's closer to yellow and red, like a little bit orange tone, right? So I'm going to take the yellow. It takes a little bit more yellow. We need a little bit more pink, so I'm going to mix a little bit more. Now I'm going to only use this corner, right? Take a little red, and that's it, right? So now you're getting the color, but a little bit too bright, of course. We need the blue color. So use the corner of this, take a little bit blue. Okay, this is pretty good, right? Like that. And squint your eye, take a look at it, and maybe need a little bit more red. Take a little bit red, like this. And I think this is pretty close to the color we want. It's very simple. But obviously, this is not enough paint. So I'm going to mix a little bit more, get a little bit more yellow. Okay, get a little bit more red. A little bit more, tiny more red. And get a little bit more blue. And that make it a little bit more gray, right? That's just good. I think this is pretty good with this color. You can make it different. It's okay. Now I'm going to take a little bit more water and coming onto this space. So look at that. It looks like too much blue. So I'm going to take a little bit tiny more red and yellow. So it would be in proportion. It would be less blue. So this is good. Now I'm going to take a little bit more water. Here we go. Now I'm going to start it from the corner. Okay, let's look at that. Oh, very much the same color, right? That's good. Now all the way coming down over here. Okay, don't worry about it. Only worry about where's the light. Okay. And on the top over here, all the way from left to the right. And make up your mind when you do that. It's very, very quick. And now my brush is already open. This is great. Now I'm going to coming over here, coming in. Now, that's just the reflection. Can you see that? It's very easy to do that. And just do that. Cross over. See that? That's how you paint the reflection. And coming over here. And we're going to keep that a little bit more over there. Do a little bit faster. And in the middle over here, also the vertical. And have some white. So I'm going to keep that a little reflection over there. Okay, here we go. Keep that a little white. That's just fine. And have that a little bit light over here on the boat. I'm not sure it's on the boat. Now I'm going to coming over here. Now I'm going to take a little water. Now go back over here. Refill it really quickly. That's just good. Right? And now the whole background is already covered by very much the same color. So at this point, I'm going to clean the brush. Okay, clean the brush, let go most wet. Why I'm doing that? Because I want the middle over here a little bit lighter. I'm going to take this opportunity. I'm going to just take a little bit blue because the reflection have a little bit tiny more blue color. I'm going to take the red a little bit and also get the yellow, get a little bit more red. But it's just, in comparison, just a little bit tiny more tall blue, right? We talk about the light color. Now let's take a look. I'm going to take a look to see how those very soft, we can do that as just wet into wet. Okay, here you go. Let's observe how those color actually work, how they are connected together. Those are, if that's not so dark, you can always make it a little bit lighter color, put it on. Okay, so you can see that have the feeling of the movement. Okay, this is good. Like that's only appear to be at the front over here. I'm gonna mix a little bit orange color while we're waiting the top over here be ready. So I'm gonna have the little bit orange color. Can you see this? And actually this, when it's close to the light, it always feel like brighter. So I'm gonna have that little bit orange color. Like that. Okay. Now the water in the sky is already done. Okay. All right, this is good. And next, what I'm going to do, I'm going to paint the distance object. So we already have this color here, right? Looking at here. And I'm going to just add a little bit tiny warmer. I don't think it's that dark. So I'm going to have just add a little bit orange in here. And maybe a little bit tiny more red. Okay, here we go. That is good. And also, that is still wet. So I don't want the paint is so wet. So I'm going to let go some of the wet. So I'm going to start painting this a little bit thin color into that space. And the wet is not going to spread that much, okay? Because not much water in the paint. So I'm going to see. I made a little bit tiny more water. Now let's take a look at. And take a look at that big shape. Okay, I'm going to have it right here. So that's the building. You see that? Just a little suggestions, not so much. I'm going to have that horizontal. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I'm going to draw the horizontal line first. Like that. Here we go. That's good, right? That's the shape for the building. This building all the way come over here, like that. And I think I'm gonna move the side over here a little bit more in. Okay, that's good. And then the main part of the building, like this. Like that, that's good. All right, that's the dome over here. A little bit, the top, that's good. A couple more. Very simple. And then we're gonna see this tower all the way from here going down. Let's see, right over here. Do the vertical. And here you go. A little big skinny triangle. And coming down. That's good. Like that. Just a little bit tiny suggestions. Okay, that's good. I'm going to have a little bit like that. And I'm going to come to on this side. I'm going to also on the same horizon line. Coming over here. Okay, and then take a look on this side. A little bit. Here you go. Like that. That's suggested. That's the building over there. And maybe a little bit line over here. Coming over. Now, this is good. We have the building over there. Maybe we're going to have just a little bit tiny darker. And for the boats, so you're still seeing that they're all similar colors. Got a little bit yellow, got a little bit blue. Okay, a little bit blue. This is good. Take a little water. Let's take a look. Now the paper, I think, is almost dry. So I'm going to take a look over here. Take a look at this boat. And coming all the way. Oh, that's too dark. So I'm going to make a little water. Coming back over here. Just add a little water to the mixture. It will look a little bit lighter. Here we go. Just think about the shape. That's good enough. Okay, the shape is good enough. Okay, here you go. Okay, like that. And something over here. That's good enough. And take a look at this boat. Also here too. That's good. Like that. And looks like there's a person over here. That's good. And then take a look at another boat over here. And in a similar distance. Okay, that's good. Just keep a little bit lighter. Okay, this is fine. That's good. And some shape. Right under, and maybe a little bit cover. This is good enough. And we're going to use very much the same color for those. Okay, I'm going to have that little bit over here, and maybe not that much, just a little bit. Okay, it'll look like a dotted line from a distance. So I'm going to keep a little distance, and I'm going to have that maybe skip a little bit. I'm not sure it has to be all close. Probably good enough. Now also going to use this. I'm going to use have a little bit dry brush. So I'm going to have that let go some of the paint. So I'm going to do this for those very dry thin line for the shadow of the wave. Okay, like that. Okay, that's good. Yeah, just a very little. Okay, don't need to be too that clear. Okay, here you go. That's good. Right? And if you want, you can always add more detail into this, but I don't think it's necessary. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to start working on the boat, because the sky, the water already done, and then the next thing we're going to do is the boat. Now I'm going to take a look at the color, the blue color, very much like a purple. So we're going to use the red shade blue color with the red, and have a little bit more blue. Here we go. Now I'm going to take this color. Okay, take a look at maybe this boat. Interesting. Maybe start from the boat with the red that I still remember. I started this one. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm going to start this one. Start right over here. Okay, so I'm going to have a little bit tiny more blue. Okay, a little bit tiny more blue. Here you go. I'm going to put that right over here. Just think about the shapes. Okay, don't worry about that. Oh, it looks like the boat. Okay, and coming all the way over here, that's wait a minute. I mixed up. So this one, it actually is just the blue, so it's not much of that, so it's okay. I'm going to keep that color. I mix up with the color of the next boat. I'm going to take the blue color over here and take a look at that. This fine. I'm going to change that. That's good. And I'm going to put the red. Just put the red color right in here. Okay, you can leave a little gap in between. That's fine. And looks like there's a piano inside. Okay, here you go. That's good. Put that in. And this is good. Now I come back here onto this boat. This boat would a little bit more of the purplish color. Put that right here. Okay, coming down like this way. Look at the shape, a little bit open. You see there is a little bit direct sun over here, so I'm going to just keep that a little bit light, the water's color. Okay, that's good, like that. And there's a little bit shadow. Now I'm going to put this and get a little bit more blue with the red. Here you go. I'm going to have this tiny more. Now I'm going to take a look at here. This color is right in here. That's good. That's good. Look at the shape following the contour, the shape over there. And also seeing the side of the boat like that. And here you go. And I can have even darker color. Get the blue and the red, right? And so this would be the darker color. And this may be too early. You can wait a little bit if you want to. The tip over here, a little bit darker. And you can do that wet into wet. And here you go. This is good. A little bit over here too. And take a look at the side over here. And that's okay. And there, I can actually use dark color, painting the outside of the boat like that for this one. So look at that. And coming from here all the way. Here, let's take a look. That's good. A little bit tiny higher. So now I'm going to clean the water. Now, so slowly, everything going to come together. Just have a little bit lighter coming over here. And then when you get a little bit more, you get a little bit darker. I'm going to come back to the dark color. So you're going to have the wet into wet gradient connected here. That's good. And we can do this a little bit later. So this is still wet. So I'm just put a little bit over here. I'm going to also put a little bit light shape. That's good. But we're going to do a little bit more after. Now, going to keep going. I'm going to just take the blue color. And for this one, and take a look at, just look for the color, the shape of the color. Here you go. Like that. And keep thinking about, you're going to have fun. Okay, it's not about a work that you have to do, the work that you like to do. And I'm going to get a little bit more blue. Okay, that's fine. Like that. So keep a little fun. And in the middle, have a little bit darker blue. So I'm going to have that a little bit, leave a little gap. Maybe the edge over here can connect together. Okay, here we go, like that. There's a little bit more. And here you go, like this. And you're going to have some darker color at the front over here. So I'm going to do that a little bit later. That's just good. You see that now? The main object is to come together. So we're going to do the reflection after we putting the color for the all the boats first. Okay, now I'm going to coming over here again. The little bit red shade blue color. Here you go. And like this. Again, start a little bit lighter and then add a little bit darker and darker. Okay, here you go. And the edge over here. Here we go. Now, get a little bit more blue. Okay. Get a little bit red. So this is a little bit gray blue color. Here you go. Like that. And coming on to this side. Now, let's paint the bigger shape first. All right. I'm going to have that's just the blue color. Just the blue. It's not so bright. This is good. Now, I have this color all the way from here. It looks like all the way away from here. All the way this shape. Like that. That's good. Looking for the big shape and you won't get lost. Okay. I put it down and then add the dark color or the smaller shape a little bit later. And this shape over here. And there's also another shape. It's up here. Okay, also over here too. Now I can see a little bit more clear. Actually, they are a pair of color on this side. Okay, that's good. A little bit more over here. And what about this? This is a little bit darker blue color. Yeah, a little bit darker, like a purplish color. Oh, it's still very wet, so I come back a little bit later. Now, this one doesn't have it, so that's fine, like that. Now we're gonna keep going for the boat on the left-hand side. Okay, this one is a little bit closer, so even a little bit closer to it. So I'm gonna have that. So it's okay that you lost the clear drawing with the watercolor at this point. It's okay. You very much can make a new decision and start over. Okay, here you go. Now coming over here. Now I see a couple, look like the seat, couple seat over here. And here you go, this is good. And then all the way on this side. See that color, like that. That's good. Okay, and then we're gonna have one more, maybe a little bit distance, like this one. It may be just right here. So feel free to rearrange them. Okay, put them in different place, maybe move them a little bit more distance, and totally fine. Okay, now I'm gonna have a little bit more the blue color shape for this, and actually it will be right here. That's good enough. Okay, now maybe at this point I'm going to paint the reflection. So first I'm going to do the green color. I'm going to just get the yellow, mix any of those color, be fine, because the green is not so bright. So get a little bit more of the Prussian blue. This is good, but the color is not very, very dark. This is good, so don't let it feeling like a too dark. So do the part in the middle, okay, like that. And then in the middle over here, looks like there is some gap. Okay, not totally solid. It looks like the little big shape, little curve shape. This is fine. And down over here, look like that. And then in the middle, right in the middle over here, coming down here. This is good. Okay, that's good. All right, that's is fine. A little bit wider. Okay, it's getting there, right? Now I'm going to mix the color for the reflection. Now I'm going to take a look. I'm going to start from this boat. Okay, this boat, the third boat, right here. Can you see that? That's maybe a little bit more blue. I'm going to take a little bit more blue, a little bit more red. And yeah, I still want a little bit feeling of the green, so get a little bit yellow into it. This is pretty good. Now let's see. And have some kind of shape. You see that? Just this brush is perfect to draw those shape like that. Here we go. And draw the main shape first, like this. This is good. And have a little bit thin line. Have a little bit another group over here, like that. Right, that's getting one interesting. And this shape is good. I want it to be darker. I'm going to get a little bit red and a blue color. And I just put it right over here, right under. Okay, here you go. And coming over here, this one. And this is good. And up over here, I'm going to see that. It's a little bit seeing the shape. Look at that. It's very unclear. Just make it unclear. This is fine. Okay, here you go. Now I'm going to have a little bit more yellow and the red because I want it to be a little bit more gray. I'm going to take a little bit tiny more water, so I don't want it to be too dry, right? Here we go. Take a look at that. Just make the line a little bit like a little curve. like that. This is good. Take a look at that over here. And here you go. That's good. You don't have to make it exactly the same. That's just fine. Like that. That's another one. We're gonna come over here. We're gonna leave the shape of the side of the boat. Okay, here you go. Like that. Look at that. Just dip the color on it. Here you go. That's just the side of the boat. Here you go. Just put it down if you want it to be a little bit thicker. Okay, here you go. Now we'll come back over here. We take this, the same paint. And here you go. That's good. Like that. And I can have also a little reflection for the post. But we're gonna add that a little bit later. Now come back over here. That's the side of the boat, very dark. So no worry about that. And we're gonna have this, the reflection of the boat. So I'm gonna mix the color. I'm gonna get a little bit more yellow, right? A little bit more blue and the red. So all the three colors. Okay, just the golden three color. Yeah, and here you go. Okay, here we go. Like that. Have a little bit open. And we have lots of lessons in the Learning Center about reflections and boats, right? So if you want to focus on that, spend some time and just find those lessons to study them all together. And maybe a good idea. Okay, here we go. Like that, that's good. That's nice shape. Over here, you can have that, okay. And it seems like we lost the white over here. I see a little white over here. So this is good. And then another shape over there. Okay, you can have a little bit dry brush over there. This is fine. And here you go. I'm gonna have that little bit connection. That's good. They leave a little gap. Like that. So the reflection is almost there. And for now, let's also finish their those wood posts. So before we do that, we're gonna also have the shadow. This is still wet. Perfect time. Okay, to have a little bit, because after all, this a little bit closer to us than the building. So I'm gonna have maybe a little bit tiny darker. I'm gonna just take a little bit the gray color. Just put it back over here. And that's good. Like that. And the bottom over here, it's just use this color. Like that. That's good. Okay, that's perfect. Now we're going to make the dark brown color. So this color is good. It's get a little bit more red. It will feel a little bit more brown. So it's get a little bit tiny more red. So this is good. Now I'm going to take this color. I'm going to take a look at where's this post. This post, the bottom is right here. And the top is here. I'm going to have this. Look at it. Don't want to make it straight. Okay. Even your hand can be static. And that's fine, right? This is good. And I'm going to have one over here before I go back to that. And take a look at right here. Maybe in the middle of the building. And that's good. That's good. Another one. Now this very important, like a structural kind of shape. Yeah, and I'm gonna have this like that. So this is good. I'm gonna have a couple one over here, and on the right side of this boat like that. I'm gonna have one. Actually, they are all tied together at the top. Okay, right here. That's good. And one a little bit more away. Here we go. Now, here we go, like that. Okay, coming over here in between these two boats. Okay, look at it. Is that enough? Okay. If they're enough, you don't have to do all of them. Okay, here we go. Now probably I'm going to add one over here. All the way down over here. That's good enough. Right? Now let's come back over here and take a look. And this one a little bit smaller, a little bit distance. Okay, like that. That's good enough. So I'm going to add one over here. Yeah, here we go. It's almost there. It's getting closer and closer, right? Here you go. Okay, that's good. And some smaller one. Okay. Here we go. Another one. Like that. It's pretty good. And now I look back to it. It looks like I have this maybe just a little bit closer. Okay, a little bit too far away. So I'm gonna have a feel on the edge over here. Okay, that's just good enough. Okay, that's good. Now we're gonna do the reflections. The same kind of color. So need to have a little bit more greenish, a little bit more blue, right? Okay, mix in here. That's good. Now I'm going to come back over here. Let's see that. That's good. And the thinner line, like that. Just draw almost like the curved line. Can be continuous. Can be isolated. A little bit more connected up over here. And also have a little bit more those kind of lines. So it looks interesting, the water. And coming over here, do the same thing over here. And okay, a little bit more like a curved continuous line. That over here too. And I can also have some line, a little bit more skinnier. That's good. Now the water looks good. Now the next thing, we're gonna tie everything together by adding some darker color, right? Okay. How to get the dark color? I think all the members already know after you go through the color study, color mixing. It's just the red and the Prussian blue together. That's just fine. So I'm going to have this side a little bit darker. You don't have to make it all solid. It's just good enough. Now I can cover this. And coming over here, okay, have some darker color. You don't have to make it solid again. Like that. That's good. And also the bottom of this pole can be also darker too. It's got in the water. That's good. Now coming to the side of the boat. Okay, here you go. Now I'm going to put this down like this. Come back with a little bit more gradient color. Okay, here you go. That's good. A little bit triangle, dark color over there. And the tip over here also a little bit darker too. And take a look at over here. That's good. Coming all the way over here. Okay. And the side over here, put a little bit dark color. Okay. So this is supposed to be the red boat. Okay. This is good. And coming this boat is very, very long. And this is good. And actually have that a little bit gray color on the side over here. I'm going to draw that a little bit over here. Now I'm going to have the side. And here you go. Now I'm going to have that much, much darker. Also mix that a little bit more pink. Here we go. Now I'm going to have this from here. Like that. And come all the way. Okay. That's good. On the side over here, we can make it a little bit tiny lighter. Like that's good. And have a little bit more. And you can see this also have that the end of this also have a little bit more like a piece of gray color. I'm going to leave that over here. And I can paint around of that. That's good. Like that. Pretty good. Now, take a look at this boat, and also painted the side of the boat a little bit continuous. Okay, have that a little bit continue over here, a little bit shape like that, a little bit shape the tip over here, and also it's interesting, have some little bit shape like that on the side of the boat. And take a look at here, this is have quite a bit of light, getting the light from the sun. So okay, the tip over here, okay, getting there. Now I'm going to get the blue color. Any questions, let me know. And I'm going to have that little bit shadow. Okay, have a little bit more blue coming over here. Here we go. Now we're getting everything connected. So we create a little bit more weight. And this is good. That would be very much the same procedure, the process that I would paint if I were there. Okay, so in that case, you always can be able to finish a painting, start from the balance and the composition, and end it with the composition. Okay, here we go. Over here, I'm going to get a little bit orange color, get the yellow and the red, maybe too much, get a little bit yellow, like that. I'm going to have that, put it right here. Can you see that? And when you're looking at this, you do recognize that you see a little bit more orange and red color. Okay, maybe that is too dark, so I'm going to light it up a little bit. So this is good. And now, and here, that's a little bit lighter, but I can also have a little bit darker color to make that a little bit more darker. Right here, that's good, like that. That shape. Okay, that's good. Okay, I'm gonna have that. Have a little bit more red, darker red, and on this side, and also have a little bit red shade over here too. Got a little bit warm color, a little bit over there, and I have a little bit light blue color over here too. Like that. Here you go. That's just good. I'm gonna have a little bit shadow on the side over here, and a small shadow, and that's just good. Give a little bit small shadow. So I'm gonna have just on this side have a little bit more shadow showing the light. So I'm gonna have a little bit tiny darker, and you got the gap over here like that. It's good. Like that. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get back a little bit gray color. So I'm going to have a little bit opaque. And what I'm going to do, just add a little opaque, not so much. I'm going to mix it with this color. Okay. That's a little bit more like this. So here we go. Now I'm going to have, look at that, this boat, and a little bit skinnier, like that, the side, over there, and take a look at this one is ready. I'm going to put that over here. You see that have a little bit more of that. Okay, a little bit over here too. Like that, that's fine. Coming down over here, and we can have a little bit more, add a little bit detail to it. That will be fine. And let's take a look. If anything else, we're also going to fix it, so it make a little bit more interesting. I think the front over here, we can have a little bit deeper, a little bit darker. And I think the skies is fine. Like earlier, we see that that's the reflection, the light, right? It's very important. Now I'm gonna have a little bit more yellow and mix that with a little bit orange, this color. So I just want a little bit brighter, so a little bit tiny brighter. So I'm going to just add a little bit more water to it. Now let's take a look. Okay, I'm going to have a little bit, also give a little bit more light shape, like that. That will be fine. Okay, here you go. I just want the front over here to be a little bit more heavier feeling. Like over here too. Okay, Here you go. A little bit. Okay, get a little bit more. The blue on the side over here, like that. If you like this painting lesson, share it in your communities. I will looking forward to see you in my next video.